there, my name is Timmy Joe and I make videos on the internet, and I'm going to talk to you today about this little, well, it's actually kind of chunky action camera, the Activeon LX 3.5 megapixel 1080p action camera, just in case you're picking one up on Craigslist or some sort of old stock or something, because this is an older model. I ran into the problem when I went to look this up before buying it. There weren't any good videos on YouTube for it, and I figured why not make something just in case you're in the same situation. I'll show you some sample videos, some sample time lapses, and give you an overall opinion. Now, this thing looks pretty weird, doesn't it? I mean, in the case, it looks pretty much, see right here, like a GoPro. But when you take it out, it's chunky, it's huge. One of the benefits to that actually is it has a fairly substantial battery. Having a GoPro and some Sony action cameras, the batteries in them are quite small. Now maybe they're a little bit better optimized, but this thing gets pretty decent battery life. I left it out for a whole day doing a time lapse by mistake, and it recorded for almost like 6 hours because the screen shuts off. Now this isn't a touch screen, and the controls on it are fairly clunky. To turn it on, you hold this button here, the record button. It has micro HDMI in, and oddly enough, it takes like mini USB, not like micro, not the one that's in most Android phones, but like the older one that used to go in a lot of digital cameras. It also takes a SD memory card, and where this thing really lacks, if I'm completely honest, is the audio. I'm the type of person that even in an action camera, I like the audio to be half decent just in case I want to use it for something. And the audio on this is almost unusable. There are some different levels in the settings that you can change the audio to, but I find even out of the case, there is always an air sound, like a sound to the audio. It's very unusable in my opinion. But as for the quality of the video, the 1080p video, it is actually fairly decent. Really huge fisheye effect on this camera, but there is an option to do digital zoom, like 1 times or up to 4 times, I think. This is actually the lower range. There is an DX model that takes better pictures and stuff like that. This is the LX, but I'm actually pretty surprised. I got this thing for $20 at Best Buy, old stock, opened or something like that. If you can pick up one of these, it's definitely really good for some B-roll, or if you know, it's a good camera you can sacrifice if you want to, you know, do something crazy with it, put it on the side of a car. You're not worried about breaking your GoPro, and it's still going to get fairly decent video, as we'll see in the moment. Now, Activeon has updated their line. There is now the CX and CX Gold, and I'd imagine those have a lot better or different features. But as far as this is concerned, bad audio, huge fisheye effect, and the interface is clunky. This not being a touchscreen, you're limited to, you know, changing the settings with 3 different buttons. You're limited to kind of figuring it out for yourself. You hold buttons to change different things, and I found it kind of cumbersome. I'm not going to get too much into the menus. You'll figure it out if you do want to use it. But here we go. Let's show you some sample video and some time lapses just so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what the sample video looks like in my little studio here compared to my studio camera. Probably doesn't look nearly as good, but this is super fine 1080p video coming out of this thing. Just a few things I forgot to mention. It does have Wi-Fi capability, so you can use it over an app, you know, control it from your smartphone. In my experience, the app did work fairly decently to control it, as well as doing time lapses. It records everything as JPEGs, and you're responsible to put it all together in an editing program and put the time lapse together as a movie. Has a GoPro style you know, mount on it. The waterproof housing does have an open back and a closed back to it. So, you know, it comes with a few clips in the bag, nothing, you know, in the packaging, nothing too crazy, some sticky ones and stuff like that. But, I don't know, what does this look like? Is it fairly decent to you? You go ahead and decide, let me know in the comments. I'll cut to a few other time lapses and some outside video. My name is Timmy Joe. Thank you very much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in another tech video. If you like the video, you know, hit the thumbs up or whatever. Have a good day. You want to play? Is it too cold or something? Like...